It's the economy, stupid. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Donald Trump because he seems to have forgotten it. Prices going up, jobs going down, consumer confidence down, manufacturers' confidence down, inventory managers' confidence down, the service economy down, goods economy down. What's up? Yeah, what is up? What's up with Donald Trump's economy and failed Trump-enomics? I cover it all in two places. On The Intersection, a brand new podcast I'm going to show you a clip from right now on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, only on the Midas Touch Network. You want to be there. You got to be there. In addition, every day on Legal AF YouTube channel, Legal AF MTN, slot number 1 is reserved for my Trump-enomics analysis using my Wall Street background. So I'm Michael Popok. I'm glad you're here. Here's a clip from The Intersection. Now I want to talk about something I've been doing every morning. First video on Legal AF is the Trump-enomics analysis based on whatever data came in that last 24 hours. I use my Wall Street powers on that. It's something that I see the audience, based on the viewership, the audience is very into, and I'm very into it. So let's dive into it. Every major economic barometer right now is down and trending down for Donald Trump's economy. Don't take your eye off the ball with the stock market. The stock market is going to go up and down and up and down and down and down and down from now through the September. That momentary thing yesterday where the market went up like 1.5 points, 1.5%, that was what we call dip buying, because the tech stocks and other stocks had done a momentary dip for $1, $2, $3. So traders and professionals and computer-driven trading bought to buy these stocks, which led to this unnatural rise. But every other major analyst, Morgan Stanley, Chase, Evercore, have all said the same thing in the last day. They don't like the numbers. They don't like the job numbers. They don't like how little we're making on the service side of our economy, how little we're making on the goods side of our economy. Prices going up and tariffs haven't even hit yet. Jobs bottom has dropped out. And so don't be surprised. I mean, this is not a stock show, but don't be surprised if the stock market drops 2 to 5% between now and September. That's why don't use the stock market as your barometer for the health of an economy or whether the economic policies of a president are working or not. We know they're not working. We know they're not working because if you go with your basket of goods at the supermarket, you're already 3% short if you bring the same dollars from last year. I had somebody write in one of my chats to bring it home with a finer point that the same exact items that she purchases at the supermarket are now $17 higher than they were last year, and she doesn't have the $17. That's where we are in this economy. So the numbers are down. There's an index that measures, for instance, the service economy. That means things that are sold by companies, by firms, that aren't a hard, tangible good, like something you can hold in your hand. So service is like law firms and accounting firms and healthcare firms and healthcare insurance companies, and consultancies. That's what the technology services, not the hardware, not the thing you can hold, the consulting, the advisory, the management. That's service economy. We have a huge service economy, so big that America can't absorb it all. Our consultants are firms in this country which are innovative in technology and law and accounting and healthcare and the rest. They want to go into open markets, but Donald Trump has shut the door to them. So the service economy index, forget the Bureau of Labor statistics, which was the gold standard until Donald Trump dropped his pants, took a crap on it, and fired the commissioner because he didn't like the numbers. I don't like the numbers. I have an eraser. What we'd expect. This is the guy who didn't like his own financial statement and he thought the numbers were too low, so he instructed Michael Cohen, as he testified, and Alan Weisselberg, as we know, in his organization to change the numbers and cook the books. Why wouldn't we think he'd want to cook the books on the job numbers? So he 258,000 less jobs in the last 2 months. You're fired. How about fire yourself? The problem is not the numbers and the reporting. The problem is the failed economic policy. So, but we don't only get numbers from government-run statisticians. We also get numbers from industry, independent bodies, like a group that's dedicated to the service economy. And that index is in retrograde. It's fallen to the lowest ebb that it's been in about 5 years, and shows that the service economy is rolling back. At the same time, the GDP is stagnant. Those are two bad things. Job numbers down, service economy down, consumer price up, consumer confidence down, discretionary spending by people. That's stuff where once you get past your hard nut of your expenses that you gotta pay to live, to eat, to pay the phone bill, to keep the lights on. Once you get past, maybe your health care, once you get past that, discretionary spending is everything else. Amazon spending, street spending, restaurants, movies, travel, gym memberships, streaming services, all of that. And that's down. And that's one of the drivers of the economy. So once you destabilize all that and you take away the government spending that was going on before Donald Trump got here to the tune of trillions of dollars to states, to programs and the rest. Once you cut that, and got so excited I almost knocked my lamp over, and raise tariffs, what'd you think the economy was going to do? Stall out. And that's what we're watching. And let me be clear about this. I'm not the Grim Reaper. I am not wishing on a star that the economy, that the bottom drop out in order to punish Donald Trump because it'll punish the rest of us. I'm in the economy. But I got to call it the way I see it, right? I got to be the umpire here, especially at the intersection, at this hot corner. So don't be surprised when the stock market, which Donald Trump is the only measure there's only two things he runs around celebrating, taking victory laps on. Oh, hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs came in. Talk about that in a minute. And the stock market and its magical thinking, take it off the board. It's going to drop 2 to 5% before September is over. Put that over here. Tariffs. I was not a math major. However, I do know how less than, greater than sign works. And I have a reasonable belief that 150 or 160 billion is less than a 1 trillion with a T. Donald Trump cut the tax rate for corporate America and the richest in America by over $1 trillion. He's brought in 158 billion in tariffs. I don't understand how 158 plugs a $1 trillion hole. Even if you take $1 trillion out of spending, which Donald Trump has done by getting rid of Medicare, cuts to Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, disability, the math still doesn't work. You're still short. So these are the aspects and the elements of the economy that we need to focus on and have these as our major talking points when we're trying to convince people to vote against Donald Trump, not against their interests, but against Donald Trump and MAGA at the midterms. That's a brand new podcast. We need help and your love. It's doing great. I'm not complaining, never complain, but could use your support. We need more audio downloads. The audio downloads need some love. Come over to wherever you get your audio podcast from, and whether it's Google or Spotify, Apple, all that, and download. Leave comments, leave 5-star reviews. I read the comments. It's very helpful. Video, watch us record it. Come and watch the episode during the week. The Intersection. It's under podcasts and live under the Midas Touch Network. Then come over to the Legal AF YouTube channel. These are all the ways to support everything we do here on Legal AF. And I got great news. Adam Klasfeld, All Rise News is now on Legal AF. Yes, the legal commentators. He's breaking news from within the courtroom, within the courthouse. And now he's on Legal AF. Join us. This is the way to support our contributors. Hit that subscribe button. So until my next report, I'm Michael Popok. Can't get your fill of Legal AF? Me neither. That's why we formed the Legal AF Substack. Every time we mention something in a hot take, whether it's a court filing or a oral argument, come over to the Substack. You'll find the court filing and the oral argument there, including a daily roundup that I do called, wait for it, Morning AF. What else? All the other contributors from Legal AF are there as well. We got some new reporting. We got interviews. We got ad-free versions of the podcast and hot takes. Where? Legal AF on Substack. Come over now to free subscribe.